Is eBay's international shipping program already broken? What is up, Galaxians? This is kind of a special episode of having a bit of a problem, and I wanted your input on it. So I thought I would throw together a quick video on what my experience is with eBay's international shipping program. So this morning I had a customer reach out to me from Mexico City and asked if I would ship an item to him in Mexico City. And I'm thinking in my head, well, of course I would. I use eBay's brand spanking new international shipping program. And I have shipped a few things there, though, as I have mentioned on this show on a couple of occasions, it has not been nearly as successful for me as the old global shipping program. And I may have kind of stumbled on a reason why. So I pulled up the listing that he was looking at and discovered that it was showing that that country, along with many, many others, was excluded. So I started looking at some other listings and found that there's a massive, massive problem with eBay could not really identify what the problem was. I spent over an hour on the phone with them. I don't know if it's tied to shipping policies or if it's just a problem with the program, but I'm going to show you, if you're watching on YouTube and if you're listening to the podcast, I strongly suggest you go over to the YouTube channel and take a look at what I'm going to show you on these screens so you can see and so you can go look at your own listings and then get back to me in the comments, or of course you can email me at galaxycds@gmail.com and let me know what your experience is. So I'm going to show you two listings here. First, let me show you my business policy, the one we're going to be talking about. So this is my calculated USPS media 1 business day default shipping policy. And you can see as I go down to the bottom here, it says there are no exclusions. No locations are excluded. So within eBay's international shipping program, that's the correct setting. You'll notice here on international shipping, it says no international shipping. That is actually correct because this only gives you the option to use their old services, eBay International Standard Delivery, and then regular ship on your own. And that's not what we're trying to do here. So this is actually the correct setting. This should be set to no international shipping. And unless you create an exclusion list and exclude countries that you don't want to ship to, it should ship everywhere in the world that eBay will ship with that program. So this first listing is an older listing of mine. It's been up for quite some time, Developing the Art of Discussion Handbook. So this has been listed for months and months and months. And when we go down here to Shipping, Returns, and Payment tab, you will see that it says the item location is Hamilton, Ohio, and that it ships to, and then it has this massive list of virtually every country in the world, and then a really small list of exclusions that eBay in their international shipping program actually excludes. This listing, Audel's New Electric Library Volume 4, is an item I just listed yesterday. It's on the exact same business policy, which I will show you here in a minute. But when you scroll down again to Shipping, Returns, and Payments, and you look at Shipping and Handling, it says ships to United States and excludes every other country in the world, which sort of defeats the purpose of eBay's international shipping program. So I started looking at a bunch of listings, and it looks like everything I have listed probably in at least the last 45 days or so is in this second bucket. It is excluded from every country in the world, even though it's on the same business policy. So again, just to show you once again, on the business policy, there are no locations excluded. When I pull up Audel's here, I'm going to go into Revise Listing so you can see the business policy. Takes a minute for these to load. We do the same thing on this other item. So scroll down here to the shipping policy, and it's on the one I just showed you, calculated USPS media 1 business day default. So it should ship everywhere in the world. This first item that we looked at is, as you can see, on the exact same policy. So what is the difference? Why is one showing as available to ship to most of the world and the other one is not? That's a very good question, and it is one that eBay was unable to answer, even though we spent nearly an hour on the phone this morning. They don't know what the problem is. They suggested initially that it might be because I list on mobile and not on desktop. So as an experiment, I tried to create a listing exclusively on desktop using this same business policy, and I got the same result. It excluded all of those countries. I created a listing on mobile and saved it as a draft, and then tried to complete it on the desktop with the same result. All those countries were excluded. I tried to create a brand new business policy that mirrored the original one that had no exclusions, created new listings again in both places, and still found that it was excluding these countries. So there is some kind of problem within eBay's listing flow that is causing your, at least my, and that's where you come in, my new listings to show up as unavailable worldwide. So if you could do me a huge solid, and if you're in the international shipping program, go look at some of your listings and see if you have exclusions or if everything looks okay in your world. In my world, I've got probably upwards of 700 listings currently, it looks like, that I can't ship worldwide, even though I'm enrolled in the program, because for some reason, eBay is excluding those listings from being shipped to those countries. So take a look at your listings and let me know down in the comments below. Are you having an issue selling internationally because all of those countries are excluded on your listings? That's all I've got for you today. This was just something that came up this morning that I've literally spent all morning working on and experimenting with. So I thought I would put this out there really quickly for you guys to take a look at your listings and let me know what your feedback is. Unfortunately, eBay could provide me no information on when they thought this might be resolved, or what that resolution might look like. If all of these listings that are currently incorrect would automatically correct themselves, or if I would have to go back in and somehow edit all of them again. And they also very helpfully told me that they would not be contacting me to let me know if and when this problem was resolved. So I'm going to have to just go in and check these every day for Lord knows how long to see if the problem has been resolved and decide what to do with all of the listings that appear to be incorrect. So this is a bit of a mess. As I expressed to the eBay rep, it's costing both them and me a bunch of money. In my case, more importantly, it's for me, but it's obviously important for you as well if you're on this program. So again, take a look at your listings. If they're listed in the international shipping program, whether you're using shipping policies or not, look at your newer listings and see if they are excluding those countries or not. Obviously, if you've set an exclusion list, that's totally different. I don't have one, so there's no reason for these not to be included. Sorry, no mugshot today. I just got up and I look a total mess, and nobody wants to see my ugly mug anyway. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, please whack that thumbs up button if you're not currently a subscriber to the channel and you like this kind of informative content. Do me a favor and subscribe or follow the podcast. With all of that being said, despite not being able to sell internationally, it's time to sell. Thanks, guys. You have been listening to the Galaxy CDs Rocks and Flips Reseller Talk podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you again next time.